Portal series has a special place not only inside my heart, but inside many people's heart as well. Portal is the benchmark for puzzle games, and don't even get me started on the storytelling and characters.
When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad! I don't want your damn lemons! What am I supposed to do with these?
We got 2 games in this series and also this thing called Aperture Desk Job. Last Portal game was out in 2011. It's been 15 years since we have last seen Portal's protagonist, Chell. But we are still hungry for more. Whether Valve decides to make a new Portal game, we have to see if Portal 3 should even exist. We will be discussing story continuations, pros of having another game, as well as the cons. But first, we have to talk about the gameplay. What mechanics could the new Portal game bring? I can't talk about Portal without mentioning its most basic and obvious gameplay mechanic, the portal gun. That should be pretty self-explanatory by the game's name itself. Since the first game, we have the ability to teleport to a new location using our Portal game. We also were able to hold objects such as cubes and many more things. We could place cubes on top of buttons to progress in the level. There is also this ball, high energy pellet, that just goes back and forth hitting the walls, and we have to change its trajectory to progress. And also this laser, thermal discouragement beams, and you could manipulate the laser using cubes.
There were gels in Portal 2, blue for jumping, orange for speed, and white for making walls portalable. Portalable, is that a word? If there were to be a Portal 3, there should be new gameplay mechanics. Gameplay mechanics that are way more interesting than what we got in Portal 2, and we know Valve doesn't like to release new installments unless there's something to show. So it means if we were to get Portal 3, we would definitely get new gameplay mechanics. There are a lot of possibilities. Portal mods have their own take on it as well. Me, personally, I would like time manipulation, I guess, but it's up to Valve to decide. Outside of gameplay mechanics, let's talk about what the story could be, and there are a lot of ideas. How about a revisit to Aperture Science? We know the ending of Portal 2. What if Chell just decides to go back to that place? I don't know why would anyone want to go back to hell, but let's just say for whatever motive she has, she just decides to go back there. Maybe she wants some questions answered. Maybe nothing is left on the outside world and she felt alone. Maybe she doesn't feel satisfied that she didn't kill GLaDOS or disable the whole facility. We don't have much time to discuss about every possible reason why she wants to go back. Although GLaDOS, despite her character development, she still deserves to be shut down, so that seems like the most realistic setup for Portal 3. GLaDOS is still alive. Don't forget Wheatley is also out there somewhere, but he is powerless and none of our concern, so maybe forget that Wheatley is out there. There's more robots with GLaDOS. We know about the cooperative bots in Portal 2. Maybe they would be appearing more in Portal 3's base game story. We don't know much about the Half-Life universe when the Portal games take place, so we don't know about the condition of Earth. What if GLaDOS is a bigger threat to Earth than Combines? It will sound crazy, but I personally think that is very realistic. She has resources. I'd love to see Portal 3 expand outside the Aperture Science facility. Or maybe there could be a VR game of Portal. Portal as a VR game is very ambitious, and if done right, I think it can top any other VR game if the movement logic is up to Portal Games' vision. Chell doesn't have to be in that game, maybe it would just be a spin-off, just like Half-Life Alyx. We have the cooperative bots, or it's a past test subject when Aperture Science was still warm. Or maybe not a VR game, but a spin-off installment anyway. A Portal mod actually adopts this same idea. If you're wondering what mod that is, it's Portal Stories Mel. Portal 2 already has a satisfying ending though. Maybe it's not right to temper with a really good series which didn't end with a cliffhanger. I watched Kung Fu Panda 4 recently and I was disappointed. Portal 3 should not have the same fate. But here's the thing, Portal 1 also had a satisfying ending. There were no cliffhangers. Still, Portal 2 expanded on the idea, made it a much bigger game and more interesting, completely justifying a sequel. So Portal 3 can literally do the same. I've already discussed before why Chell could revisit the facility, so the ending of Portal 2 is no obstacle to a third installment. I don't want to doubt Valve here, but sometimes blunders can happen, and if they try to expand more in Portal 3 with newer ideas, what if it doesn't work? Maybe Portal 2 should be the end of it, and I think Valve wouldn't print out sequels just to get easy cash off from popular IPs, at least for a while. Even though they have a history of never making a third installment of their games, if they had a reason to make Portal 3, most likely it's going to be a hit. There is hope though, because Eric Welpow, the writer of Portal games, shows interest in doing Portal 3. But Valve negates that hope because people at Valve are busy doing other things, so unless most people at Valve switches their focus on developing Portal 3, it is not happening.
Half-Life 3 has pretty serious leaks from data miners over the years, but we don't have anything suggesting Portal 3 is going to be a thing, so unfortunately it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. And honestly, maybe we don't need the game at all. Let's not gamble with the Portal series' reputation. Portal is very beloved, and I don't want to see a weak third installment ruin it. Besides, there are no cliffhangers. We should be very well satisfied with how Portal 2 turned out and what it had in the ending. And not to forget, the characters we had in the series, they are all very interesting and hilarious. We would love to see more of them, but maybe it's enough. Maybe we don't have to overuse some of these characters if by any chance the third game turns out bad, but yes, I would definitely want to watch more of them. There's days of research, writing and editing that goes into each of my videos, and I would love to make more of them. If you want early access and also just updates about the progress of what I'm up to in next video, you can join my Patreon. You can seal your name in the end credits of upcoming videos, as long as you're my Patreon member. You can just gift me whatever amount you want in my Patreon if you don't want to be a long-term member. That also seals your name at the end of next video. It would mean the world to me if you really can support me in Patreon, because everything in this video is human-made, except for the voiceover, and I really want to buy a mic to get started on narrating with my own voice. So why don't you become a part of my journey? This is Andy. Have a good day.